to the introduction for digital networking to the open call winners. So we want to have a hands-on workshop with you today on unlocking the potential of the SmartAgriHub Synergy Portal, tools, practices, and community dialogues. So the question is how we do all of these parts online. I'm Sabine Deschke. I work for Wageningen Social and Economic Research, and I'm working on innovation networks and co-creation processes. So first of all, very big congratulations to all of you, because you're the one who won the open call, and you're now part of our global synergy in Smart Agri community. And we would very much like to welcome you here with me. With me is also Inda Kumar, also from Wageningen. He will tell a little bit more about how to use the portal, and then we also on how to what it means to be part of an innovation community. And we have Mark Hage here as well, who is from Schuttelaar Partners, and they are the ones behind the Synergy portal, and they will be able to explain you exactly how you can best use it. That's our part for now. And I'd say, well, the most important thing for us is always like, how do you engage in digital innovation, and how do you actually be part of this larger community online? And why would you need that? What we know is that you are all very capable, you know exactly what you're doing, and you're very good in it because you won the open call. And but everybody at some point gets into the situation that you would want to have the advice somebody else. And that's the purpose. That's the moment where you have to find this other person. And there is always this one person in the world that has already had the same difficulty or knows what to do. The question is how to reach them. And that's where the digital sphere has a lot of advantages. So I'm stopping here, and I give the word over to those who actually can explain you very well what it is doing. In the meantime, please use the chat to introduce yourself so that we can all see you. We know that microphones and video streaming is always a little bit difficult in Africa, so this is probably the best way to do it. And thank you so much, and enjoy.
Thanks, Sabina. Next, I'd like to invite Mark. So Mark, floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for the introduction, Sabine. I'll be sharing my screen too. Yeah, short introduction. Like Sabine said, I'm Mark Hage. I'm working at Schuttelaar Partners. We're an agency on sustainability in the Netherlands. And we were responsible for the communication part in the SmartAgriHub project. And as part of that, we developed the Synergy Portal in the project, and which is now some kind of a separate project still running on its own. So I was asked to tell you a bit more on how to get into the portal, how to register, and what the structure is like. So I want to start off on the INCiTiS-FOOD website, which you probably all will be able to find. And there in the menu, there is an item called the Innovation Portal. And when you go there, there is already some explanation of what it is and what it does. More important, there are a few buttons on how to register there. So there are two options for registration. The first, when you click the register button, you will be that's not intended because I was already logged in. Let me log out. When I click the register button, I get to a registration form. This is the one in English, but there's also a registration form in French. For the ones of you who English is a bit more challenging, you can also register in French. And then when you do so, your default language throughout the whole portal will be set to French. For me, French is more challenging, so I'll switch back to the English version. But it is good for you to know that from the INCiTiS-FOOD page, the innovation portal, you can select these choices. So when registering, you see the questions asked are really about a first name, a last name, your birth year, gender, email, username. So this is, when you register, it's really for you as a person to register at first. Because then we will explain in the next step how organizations will look like in the portal, but you log in as an individual person, as a user. When you fill out this form, you also choose a password. After this, you will receive an email with a confirmation link, and it's important that you click this link and use it, so your account gets confirmed. And it will activate the account, and you will be able to log into the portal. As a next step, when you are logged in, the first thing that you will see is that you will enter a latest page, where you will see all the latest things that happened on the portal. You will see the items that were added last. So we added the Synergy Days event, but also the messages that were posted on the forum. You will see, or lessons learned that were put in, or library items. They will all be shown on the latest page, so you know what's going on there. And like I said, I am logged in as an individual now. But the networking is also about organizations. When you look at the whole network, we have a map showing all organizations working that have been are working in the field of agri-tech. And for instance, if we want to see which organizations are working in INCiTiS, we can click the filter on the left, and the map will zoom and show you all organizations in INCiTiS. But maybe even more interesting, when I want to know more about organizations that are doing things in aquaponics, I can select these and see the organizations. I wanted to go here. And when you click on one of the items, you will see a small part where you see the first things that were entered of this organization. So you can see this is a university, and if I want to read more about this university, okay, they did not put in too much information, but I can also show you. I had seen this organization this morning. Should be showing up. I will check why. Maybe I made a typo. Now, for instance, this organization, it already has some more information, but you can go click through the map and see what organizations do and what they can be helping you with, where you can find connections and similarities. So now when I also want to put in my own organization, there is a button on the left on the map to add an organization, but also from your profile on the right top, you can click organizations and see your own organizations. And here I can create a new organization, and I will quickly do so. I can select a logo, put it there. I can say this is my new, and as you see, when you start typing, it also comes with some suggestions, because maybe somebody else in your organization already added the organization, and you can select, I don't want to create a new organization, but I want to connect to an existing organization instead. So we avoid to get duplicates. But I want to show now that I want to create a new organization. With maybe you have a really long name and you can enter a shorter name, which is more common in use. You can say if it's a certain department of an organization, but now I want to just state that it's the whole organization, and I want to say that I am a living lab. I can enter an email, a phone number, those are not mandatory. Enter a description. A short description is shown on the map at first, and a longer description is after the read more click. I can put in an address. I will now put in the address of our organization in the Netherlands. Then you can add some of your social channels so people can look them up and find you and see in more detail what you're doing. And we are participating in the INCiTiS-FOOD project. So and we were also in the SmartAgriHub, so I can also add that. But for now, let's just add the INCiTiS-FOOD. And I want to show that I am working in aquaponics. And you can add some more gallery images, which will be shown in your profile. But it's not mandatory. And then I click Save, and it is processing my request. Perhaps because I'm in the demo environment now, because I didn't want to add the new organization in the live, this might have a small hiccup. But normally you should see the new organization here in your list. And when I click it from there, you can also edit it again. And make changes. And the organization should also show up on the map, and you can find yourself. Other parts that are in the portal, except from the network, is that we want to share the lessons that are learned, and each page has a submit button on the left below all the filters. And you can also filter again if you want to know which lessons were written about aquaponics, to keep to that example. So other organizations that did some research, did some trials, did some project, they can write a testimonial or about the lessons that they learned, and you can read those. And also an important part of the portal is the library. You see there's a separate section on INCiTiS-FOOD, and when you click that, well, at the moment it is still empty, but the intention is that you will be adding some practice abstracts there. So when you are on this page, you can click this button, and a form will show up again, and you can add a document, and as a category you can then pick the INCiTiS-FOOD practice abstract, fill in the title, the description, enter your organization, because maybe when you are in more organizations, you can choose which one. You can choose the language, if this is in English or in French. And again, you can also select that it's for the INCiTiS project and click the upload button. There's also a lot of training information in the portal. There are also some online e-learning or recorded webinars. But also, if you, as an organization, you give a training, you can or have a webinar, you can submit this course, so it becomes visible to other organizations that visit the portal. There's a calendar where you can see which events are going on, and there is this tools page. And on the tools page, you can see and edit you see your organizations again, and you can edit your organization information from here. You can see which users are connected to your organization, and and also some organization structures are layered. For instance, a digital innovation hub consists of a cooperation of multiple separate organizations. So when you are a digital innovation hub, you can create the innovation hub and edit partnerships from there. So when multiple universities are working together to create this innovation hub, you can create those partnerships here. And also, when you're a living lab, you can do some self-assessment, the self-assessment for competence centers, which will be shown next. And for innovation hubs, there's also a maturity self-assessment. And the last part is the forum, which is also on the agenda to talk about it in a bit in more detail. And when you click the forum, you get to this discourse forum, and you can have a look around what discussions have been put up there ask your own questions and yeah, have some nice conversations. Are there any questions about this so far?
I guess it's a lot of technical information for colleagues, so it takes time for things to let sink in. Thanks, Mark. I guess now colleagues should at least have a basic knowledge of how to find SmartAgriHub and how to create your own profile on Synergy Portal and how to add your organization. If you found it a bit overwhelming, do not worry. We are also recording this meeting. And as a follow-up to the meeting, we will share additional resources, but also the recording. So you can look back and see how can you actually register and find right information at right space. SmartAgriHub also provides some additional instructions. So I will also share the written instructions on how to create your profile also for your organization. So there is a depth of guidelines and tutorials available, and do not worry, we will share those in the follow-up email as well. Looking into the next agenda item, which is the self-assessment tool for Competence Center. I see it is supposed to be by the Aglo Development Center in Nigeria, our colleague Abiola, but unfortunately he's not here with us. So I will appreciate if Mark could also take over that role. Thank you. Back to you, Mark.
Yep, happy to do so. Like I said, when you registered as a living lab or a competence center type of organization, so this is it depends on the type of organization. If you can see the self-assessment tool, for instance, Schuttelaar Partners is just a plain organization. And for that organization, we don't see the self-assessment. So make sure that in the organization types you enter that you are a living lab or a competence center. From there, you see in the tools, you will see this button to go to the self-assessment tool for competence centers. There's a lot of explanation here. And also, again, when you entered that you have a French language, this will all be in French, if this helps. So you can read some more explanation about this tool, and the self-assessment will ask you some questions to showcase where you stand as a competence center and where there's room for improvement. So when we say we want to get started, and I already have been filling this out once, so I do see my previous answers. I get some questions about my target audience. So how do I reach the market? Where do I see my potential clients? And how important this is for me? And questions like that. I think the questions are quite clear, and there is not a wrong answer. That's good to know. Just look at them and say what level you think you are and what is important for you. And when you go over all the questions and you go to the next step, you get some similar questions about how you do in online demonstration, how you do in networking, how you get your message out there. So what is your way of communication to the market? Do you do some on-site demonstrations or not? And how important do you think that is? And then in the end, you will get to a page where the results are shown. And here you will see how your CC is doing, which is the dark line, the almost black line. How how other competence centers or living labs are doing in the same regional cluster. So when you are in Africa, you will see how you are doing compared to other living labs in Africa, and how you're doing compared to all competence centers all over Europe and Africa. From this chart, you can see, okay, on the target group, there is probably some room for improvement, and you can work on that. Come back a year later, go through the questions again, check your progress, and compare the outcome of this chart. Here's some more detailed explanation on your score, and some guidelines on what's next, how you can make steps to become a better living lab or a better competence center. So I think that's about it for the self-assessment tool.
Perfect. Thank you, Mark. So I guess for colleagues, the self-assessment tool is not mandatory for everyone to explore, but it is voluntary. It gives you basically a SWOT analysis, so where the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are for your organization when it comes to the online presence, online networking in your digital ecosystem, and how to expand your local innovation network, etc. So a lot of important insights, but in the end of the session today, we will also share if colleagues still feel a bit confused on what is it in for me, why I'm actually here. So the benefits of being a part of SmartAgriHub Synergy Portal and Synergy Forum, these will also be made a bit more concrete. So now I will take over for the next agenda item, which is related to the Synergy Forum. So when Mark was sharing his screen, next to the tools on the right, there is this tab called Forum. So that will be the focus of this discussion now. So, and how to find it is when you click on the forum, then this is the landing page. You can select the categories, and as Mark mentioned, that there is a special category for INCiTiS-FOOD through which we get further information. But how to get there? There are two different ways, and the presentation will focus upon that. So let me first put this in the presenter mode. Yeah, so the Synergy Forum can, of course, indeed be accessed by using your laptop, using your credentials on the portal, and then you can, once you're logged in, you can access it. But we have also noticed that a lot of colleagues, when they are on the road, in the field, it's hard for them to always have a good connectivity and use the internet through their laptop. So that is a technical challenge. But there is also an alternative, which is called Discourse app. So we'll also talk about and provide you a bit of instructions on how can you use a Synergy Forum using your mobile phone via the Discourse app. So this is just now we discussed that, the landing page looks like this. So once you land on the landing page, you see that you are logged in, and you can see past activities which have been conducted so far. Mark is one of the moderator and also the admin of the community. So you see a pinned post by him to welcome you on the Synergy portal and how to find what information you are looking for. But for INCiTiS-FOOD, I wanted to give a brief history on how this concept of e-discussion started, and a coincidence that it was 12th of June 2025 when we had spoken last time on this topic. So exactly 1 year ago with the Living Lab colleagues. And now we have the opportunity to also expand the same conversation with the Open Call winners. So we have come a long way, and there are some really interesting insights to share. But a bit of a history where the e-discussions are actually coming from. It's a concept from this platform called Digital AgriHub, and this is primarily a platform which tracks and monitor digital solutions in low and medium income countries, including Africa. So when I say digital technologies, then these can be any technology, whether your mobile phone, artificial intelligence, remote sensing, drone, etc., related to smart farming, market linkages, supply chain management, financial inclusion, etc. And the community, what they have there already has 2,000 plus industry practitioners around the world, and there are ongoing e-conversations. So that's the terminology they use over there. And the active conversations happen in all English, Spanish, and French. So if you are an enthusiast in digital agriculture, then please feel free to join this platform. And there are always a lot of interesting conversations happening. But this is an email-based conversation. So for that, you will have to access to your mailbox to, contribute, but also listen how the conversation unfolds. And the topics which are covered are numerous, whether it is related to artificial intelligence, women and youth inclusion in digital agriculture, climate smart agriculture, and so more. So as a follow-up to the presentation, as I mentioned, that we will share the resources. So here I have put a URL. So through the link, you can also join the community if you wish. But a lot of colleagues from the INCiTiS-FOOD find this a bit of a challenging, because then you have to use your mailbox, and then every time you want to contribute, then you have to use your mailbox. So we wanted to overcome this challenge and create an opportunity by using this third-party application called Discourse. We all are using smartphones. I'm pretty sure some of you are in the meeting right now using your mobile phone. So you can either use the Play Store or Apple Store to download this application. It's available on both platforms, and the links to download are also in the presentation you can find. Once you have downloaded the application, make sure that you are registered to the portal, because this is a prerequisite and you know your credentials. But in case if you forget your password, click on forget password, and then you can generate a new one. And then through this link, you will copy paste this link on the Discourse community tab, and then you will be able to access the community of Synergy Forum. A bit more on hands-on insight. So this is how the interface of the application looks like. So once you are on there, you are registered to the SmartAgriHub / Synergy Portal. You can find Discover Communities, and on the previous slide, the URL which I mentioned, you just copy paste that URL here, and that will take you to the landing page of the Synergy Portal. Once you are logged in, you will be able to see all the e-conversations or e-discussions we had in past. So far in total in this 1 year time, we had 4 e-discussions. First e-discussion was led by us from Wageningen University&Research colleagues to sort of provide a bit more insights on how can this all be arranged. But compliment goes to all the partners who also took ownership in the follow-up e-discussions we had in July, November, and January this year. Youth for Development in Kenya, UDS in Ghana, and Egerton University in Kenya took the ownership and not only moderated, but also contributed to prepare the summary for these e-discussions. So if you're wondering who is this for, I guess if you are in this meeting, then this is for you, because somehow you all represent as a researcher or a practitioner in food and nutrition security, or the technologies we are focusing on in INCiTiS-FOOD, such as hydroponics, aquaponics, and insect farming. Even if you are a private sector actor or a digital innovator, policy enabler working with the government, you all are the target audience to contribute to these e-discussions. So now I briefly want to talk about what we actually did in the past e-discussion. So you can really see these are targeted and tailor-made topics which are relevant to the stakeholders of INCiTiS-FOOD. So the first question we asked was related to the indigenous African crops in soilless system. And there specifically, we were asking about what experience colleagues have related to the indigenous African plants in hydroponics or other soilless system. And we got a lot of input from colleagues from Nigeria, Gabon, Sierra Leone, where they talked about examples such as eggplant, amaranth, okra, and many more. And they also shared their insights that the results have demonstrated strong crop adaptability, biomass yield, but also these are sustainable approaches for the urban and peri-urban food system. So if you use your mobile phone, talk to your colleague, then that conversation is between just two of you. But if you use a platform such as Synergy Portal and you document your insights, then the insights are shared globally. So this also allows us that it's cross-border knowledge exchange. So other innovation actors in other geographies can also harvest the knowledge what you have been capturing from your local innovation system. Next insight which we gathered was related to the e-discussion on hydroponics for spider plant and digital advisory services. And again, we got a lot of information that this is quite nutrient-rich, drought-tolerant indigenous vegetable, highly compatible when it comes to the food and nutrition security. I will not go much into the details because you all will receive this presentation slide so you can have a look. And also we have included the hyperlink of these summaries, which are published on INCiTiS-FOOD website. So if you are really interested to see who are the contributors, then you can find their information and then you can also get in touch either from the INCiTiS-FOOD website or by visiting their profile on Synergy Portal. Third e-discussion was related to tracking tomatoes post-harvest losses. So how can we enhance the market positioning for increasing the affordability, but also the sustainable solutions? And the last e-discussion we had was earlier this year related to upscaling Black Shoulder Fly initiative and how can this contribute to the protein alternative for food and nutrition security, what experienced colleagues have in our living labs and how they have been contributing to the knowledge sharing with other stakeholders in different geographies. So if we summarize the e-discussions we had so far, we can see, these are quite innovative approaches where the insights are being shared. There is also an element on digitalization. These are also sort of digital advisory services, knowledge people are sharing, but also they share resources about other knowledge sharing platforms through which you can further find information and knowledge what you are looking for. And this is also very strong element on how they can contribute to scale the impact across geographies. So the insight you are capturing in your living lab or in your local innovation system does not remain at that level, but then you can really see the impact being scaled in other geographies as well by sharing this information with your colleagues. So this is all, and just wanted to mention that no one actor can actually do this by themselves. We all are innovation actors. We all believe in learning while doing. So becoming a part of a community is the way to go. And as you can see, that's from the past e-discussions, the community did engage and they did share a lot of information and knowledge. And this is just the start. And hopefully the new members of INCiTiS-FOOD community will carry on this legacy. So thank you very much for listening. I will stop sharing for now and for the closing remarks. And if there are any questions, then I'll pass on the floor to Sabina. Over to you, Sabina. Thanks.
Thank you, Inder. I think questions first. I can imagine there are a lot of questions, or maybe not. It was a very, very quick run through to what we're actually doing, and well, I don't know if it is all clear, so let me know. Okay, just to get the room, has anybody already managed to get on the portal? I saw some question about what kind of pictures are on there, so I guess you're already somewhere in the process.
Okay, my name is Sila Oko, the chairman
Sila.
of Jaffa Momoja Youth. So I'm the one who was asking this question concerning the pictures. I wanted to know on first the regularity of maybe owning the portal. Maybe if I decide to have my calendar that after every 1 week or 2 weeks, I'll be posting new thing. Is it possible? Number two, when I'm uploading photos for say the search engine optimization, maybe I have a raw photo and should I compress it or is automatically compressed by the portal? Thank you very much.
But the who wants to answer this question? Mark?
Well, yeah, on the images, I can say that of course the quality is it's preferred to have some kind of good quality pictures, but uploading a 5 megabyte picture is not really necessary. So try to stick just below or around 1 megabyte per picture. Most of the format of the pictures will be landscape, so that's also preferred orientation. And both JPEG and PNG will work fine. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it is okay. I've understood it. Thank you.
Okay. And also on if you want to contribute, yes, feel free to do so. And I would say the more the merrier. We would be happy to have good content on the portal.
Okay, I don't see any other hands.
Maybe from my side, because Inda, you explained the e-discussions that we had in the INCiTiS-FOOD project, but would it be possible that you just open the page with such a e-discussion to show how it looks like? Because you were summarizing it in the slides. And
Sure.
then maybe if you do so, then they also see how to get there.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, thanks. I think this is more hands-on experience on how to find the e-discussions. So I will bear with me a minute. I will first remove the slides, which I already have, and then I will reshare my screen.
And maybe we can also take a picture of the group before we leave, and people can show, I mean, those who want.
So this is the landing page, as Mark mentioned, once you use your credential and login. So this is the top navigation bar, and here is the forum. We click on the forum, and then we see categories. We go to INCiTiS-FOOD, and here you can see all the discussions that we had previously. And if I go to, as we were discussing, Spotlight on Spider Plant, for example, which was conducted last year with the latest entry in September. So you can see all the insights which colleagues shared, how many people viewed, how many of them liked, how many of them replied, and what was the opening question. You can also see here In my slides, I had just shown the main question, but there are also additional insights per question, which you can also look. So if you would like to share insight for the question, but not for all the elements, just one, that is also acceptable, because then colleagues will follow up. You can also see that colleagues were sharing some additional resources. I see Gertrude also shared a recipe on how to prepare. So it's really a variety of information which you can bring. So do not shy away or feel like, oh, I do not have much information to share, but all the information which are relevant, because it's related to food and nutrition security directly or indirectly. And then what we did once the e-discussion was over, as Sabina mentioned, that every 10 weeks we launched a new e-discussion. So before we launched the new e-discussion, we summarized and we posted that on INCiTiS-FOOD website. So once you log in to the INCiTiS-FOOD, I think you have to log in, you just use the URL. You go to the news section, and there you can find all the previous summaries, which I also put the URL in the chat. So you can also have a look on what were the discussion topics, when it was launched, how many people interacted, and what were the insights shared by the colleagues, which organization, etc., and if they shared any additional resources. And if Synergy Portal is the second platform and INCiTiS-FOOD is the first platform where you land on, then we still provide further information on how can you actually become a part of a Synergy Portal community. So these are the links of the Discourse app, which we were referring to. And then when you use the URL, then you can land on to the Synergy Portal again using Discourse. So yeah, we interchangingly use SmartAgriHub and INCiTiS-FOOD, but once an initiative stops, then the final results are on the INCiTiS-FOOD.
Sorry, Sabine.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, maybe another thing that I would like to encourage the participants of this webinar. Maybe you have a question about a certain topic that is of interest to you. And then Inda could show whether the resources of the Synergy Portal give you whether we find any useful material to answer this question. So maybe you have one with which we can challenge the Synergy Portal and see
that
whether
would be highly appreciated. Yes.
Yeah.
And you can also here see that these are just not the e-discussions. Colleagues also put their own interested topic of concern, which they wanted to have a discussion about. So those discussions are also there. Although, we saw less traction because these were before when the e-discussion launched. But it doesn't mean that if you are on Synergy Forum, the only way to contribute is the e-discussion. This is one of the modalities through which we bring thematic focus. But if you have a question which you would like to ask and start a discussion with your peers, feel free to do so, because any new topic which is relevant to INCiTiS-FOOD is eligible to have a discussion upon.
There was a question in the chat. After a registration of our organization, is it possible to have an announcement or message sent before e-discussions are kicked off? So where would you place like a welcome message if you were first time on the portal?
We use the social media of INCiTiS-FOOD as well. So whenever any initiative start, we do announce that on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, X, all the social media channels we have. So I think, that's another way through which you can stay engaged and updated on how to find a topic of your concern to contribute.
So I know that quite a few winners are engaged in insect farming. A few are also engaged in aquaculture, aquaponics. Is there any question you have that you would like to somehow, have answered by the Synergy Portal with information from the Synergy Portal. Don't be shy.
I'm pretty sure once they get acquainted with the platform and they have their organization up and running, the questions will definitely come.
So maybe I give a question.
I also posted in the chat already, but maybe good to mention. If you do have any technical questions about using the portal, also feel free to use the forum for that and reach out. We will answer there, and also people with similar questions will see the answer.
Maybe also good to mention that as an AgTech community, we have the Synergy Days. You see it behind Mark. So we meet once a year, so far in European cities, and the largest part of the network is in Europe so far, but we all had discussions whether we need something in Africa as well. However, the African community is still quite small, so we will probably need some time to grow to get to that point. But these are all some kinds of benefits that you have by using the portal. If I just reflect and round up, let me see if this works. Then there's that. So this portal can offer you some short-term incentives and benefits by getting onto the portal. You're going to be more visible to the local innovation actors, to the regional and the international food system actors. You're being able to identify partners and other people who work on the same technology as you do, and you can reach them. You can know your own strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You can see where you are. You can track your progress with the maturity model. And this way, we hope that we can learn and grow together. So there are also some opportunities to ask questions on legal, finance, or financial policy advice. Those kind of things, and there is an opportunity to scale your business by meeting others or collaborating. So the forum in itself also gives you exposure to a really big network of stakeholders, and it enriches your knowledge and awareness of digital agriculture. So all of this helps you once you're onboarded on the project and you're part of the bigger community. Then you want to go to the next one. Hopefully. And in the long term, you can learn from global experts. We hope to extend the forum discussions, so really have some in-depth discussions on questions that consider all of us. You can effectively get to knowledge and information, and there are other networking opportunities for other projects or other incentives to grow together as an innovation community. And yeah, finally, we hope, of course, that you can use the tools and the opportunities that we have introduced here. And hopefully in the future, we will once see you somewhere at one of the Synergy Days as well. If there are no other questions, then I would thank you all for listening and for participating. And just to kick off the thing with the forum discussions, I would really want to ask if there is anybody interested in leading such a forum discussion with us together. If you are, so then please stay on still for a couple of minutes, then we can explain how we're going to get started and exchange the necessary details on that one. And thank you all for this. Yes?
Okay, I was asking, are we going also to have such kinds of follow-up meetings on maybe regular basis? Will we have these kinds of meetings or discussing the Synergy Portal? Or because this is my first time to join this discussion, am I expecting other upcoming such kind of forum? Thank you.
Well, we haven't planned any, to be honest. Actually, I hope that you manage to get online and that we can have your questions online for the future. That would be the best way to do. And then once you engage, we will be in contact to questions and answering. If there will be more training or more webinars, I must say we haven't planned that. I don't know what the program for the open call winners is in general. We offered this because we want to be with you, but maybe Gertrud can explain a bit more about that part.
May I add something to this question? Actually, the open call is ending within 18 days. We are already for a year, and only now you found the time to talk with us. There were 4 discussions that we have never known of, so I'm really asking, what's the point? If we are talking to us only now when we are about to finish, why weren't we involved in it a year ago when we started?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. But a year ago, we did not know who is going to win.
We knew. We started a year ago on the 1st of July, 2025. It was all known. We all started by that day, on the 1st of July, 2025.
This is not the way I know it. Ben, are you here? I just saw a Ben,
yes,
but I don't know.
Here.
Yeah. So Ben, this is not, I mean, the start is when you signed the contract, but you didn't sign the contract in July. I mean,
he didn't. No one signed the contract in July unless. I mean, who was? I think that is up here. So up here, the idea was to have you guys actually really sign this after the what is it called? The questionnaire has been administered, so that we know who and how your organization has actually functioned. And if you remember correctly, this was done at the end of 2025. Obe, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, and I know that we actually we sent our first report already in September.
So now we are in September and not in July anymore, which is good. But
no, that was already sending a report. We already sent a report.
Yeah, that was the report for the winners in order to where you could, let's say, be more specific on your sub-project that you wanted to do in the INCiTiS-FOOD project. And which is a reassurance, of course, that you have been thinking very closely and well about what you want to do in order to have the best of success for your project. I mean, you are right. This seminar is coming maybe a bit late for you. It's also always a question of how we can fit it into our program. But don't forget, the Synergy Portal is nothing that is ending with your sub-project. It is there to stay, as Sabine explained. And if you find it useful for your organization or for your farmers that work with you, then you will find benefits in it today and in the future. I mean, this is why I asked whether you have a tricky question maybe that is of interest to your sub-project, like, for instance, when does it become tricky if you do insect farming, because there could also be diseases or pests in an insect farm. For instance, when the density is too high. And so I wanted to have a practical example, which is maybe also of benefit to your sub-project, which we could have looked up in the Synergy portal, whether there is information with this regard. But again, Ben, your sub-project is not ending in July. The sub-project started when you signed the contract and will end, as far as I know, is it October or November? When will be the Ben? Because Ben is here, the expert.
Yeah, it would be towards the November, December. That's the end of it.
But Ofer, if you are uncertain, I've asked the partner who is responsible for the subcontracts.
Yeah, but Ofer, you also have a point there. But everything dragged also because of the data collection that ended in December. And if we had bored you extra with this again, I would have heard a lot of complaints from you guys. So we wanted you guys to stabilize, which you guys have done. And now you have time to also engage in this. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay, I heard. Okay, I know that's not the place now for complaining, but I'm quite sure that we signed the sub-grantee agreement on the beginning of July, and I can check it. And
yeah, please check it. That would be nice of you. And
okay.
then you contact Ben, please, and he contacts me.
No, it doesn't matter at the moment. It was just a point that I raised. It doesn't really matter at the moment.